So today we are going over the most pay-to-lose Fortnite gliders, and there are quite a lot of gliders that you probably want to avoid, as they can definitely make it a lot more difficult for you when trying to get a win. There are different reasons why they might be pay-to-lose, including covering up too much of the screen, so let's just get straight into it. So the first one is the Boba Fett Starship Glider. This released in Chapter 3 Season 1, and the reason why this is such a pay-to-lose glider, as you can clearly tell, it covers up so much of the screen. It literally blocks most of the screen, and it definitely makes it a lot more difficult for you to see where you're going when you are gliding compared to if you were using just a regular umbrella, for example. And the next one is the Frostwing Glider. This released in Chapter 1 Season 5, and this one is kind of pay-to-lose for a few different reasons. So it does spray snow all over the screen, and it also shoots frost from its mouth, which kind of alerts enemies where you are, and yeah, it covers up way too much of your screen. It's a big distraction when trying to glide in, and there's just way too much going on with this one. And we can't forget about the UNSC Pelican Glider. This released in Chapter 2 Season 5, and this one is just way too clunky. It takes up so much of your screen, and it's just one that's such a large glider. It definitely gives you a disadvantage if you're using this. And the next one is the Sentinel Glider. This released in Chapter 3 Season 1, and again, this one is just such a large glider. It's pretty insane. It covers up so much of the screen. It's just the same as some of the others. The one that's a little bit different is the Lava Wing Glider. This released in Chapter 1 Season 8, and this is very similar to the Frostwing. So this one breathes fire from its mouth, again alerting enemy players, and you could just imagine playing a regular game and you just see in the corner of your screen a huge dragon shooting fire from its mouth. It would be pretty distracting and pretty obvious where that enemy is. It definitely gives away your position, and again, it's just so much going on with this glider. And one of the most pay-to-lose Fortnite gliders has to be the Millennium Falcon Star Wars Glider. This released in Chapter 2 Season 1, and this one could actually be one of the worst ones. Not only does this one take up so much of your screen, but it literally flashbangs you every time you open it. And I can't imagine being in the end game of a tournament and you jump on a launch pad and pull out this thing. That would just be insane. Now, another pay-to-lose glider for a completely different reason is the Equalizer Glider. This released in Chapter 1 Season 7, and if you're just looking at this glider, it looks like a very normal glider, but it actually plays music when you deploy the glider, so it does alert all nearby enemies, since they can probably hear the music, and it could block out footsteps as well. So if you were gliding and you land on a building, you probably won't be able to hear any footsteps if there was an enemy running around, so definitely gives you a huge disadvantage, although it is pretty cool to hear some music whilst you are gliding around the map. And one of the most distracting gliders in the entire game has to be the Man O' War. This one is just such a huge and distracting glider, especially if you're trying to look down when you've got this glider equipped. You pretty much can't see anything, and this is definitely a glider that you want to avoid using. So those are some of the most pay-to-lose Fortnite gliders, and most of them are just because they take up so much of your screen, and you definitely want to avoid using these, especially if you're playing competitive. These are some that you do not want to be going near. And if you did enjoy the video, then don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more. And there's a load more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.